All right, everybody. Welcome back down to the Smoke Dungeon. We're going to go over the rules of 1565 Siege of Malta. We're going to play a turn or two and just let you see how it goes down. Everything is set up here. This setup is for the player to be the Turks, and you're playing against the Knights of Malta. That'll be their order deck here. So really easy. The object of the game is to either destroy all three forts and reduce the knights to 0 morale before I am reduced to 0 morale, or that deck runs out. Because when that deck runs out, it means the Turks go home. They basically pack up shop, see you later, and they roll out. You see we have the three forts, Mdena, the Turkish approaches to the forts, and the Marsa, Turkish boats in the harbor. We have a Turk ammunition track. Every time we use the bombard order, we will reduce this. And then we have a Janissary track, which allows us rerolls, and a musketry track, which affects our die rolls. You'll see other boxes on the board, which are special things. If there are pieces in certain locations, they affect die rolls. Any box you see with hash marks in it is a spot that can be moved to or pieces can be placed on via special events. The game actually plays super quick. There is only 9 pages of rules, like I said. You basically select one for the Turks. It's one of 7 orders. And once you use an order, you cannot do that order again until you either do all 7 of them, or you play what is called an aggressive commander action, which essentially resets the board, your order board. It removes all your previous orders from it. The aggressive commander actions basically add damage or casualties to perhaps one side or the other, or both. Or they can be used to build a siege tower, which gives you a bonus when you're attacking San Angelo here. So essentially what you do is, as the player, you select your order, decide if you're going to use one of your 4 commander actions as well, and then you'll flip this deck, which will have a special event, and then it will tell you which of the 4 corresponding tables you roll against, and then you'll find your result. You're good to go. Basically, it's which area do the knights focus on defending. So, you know, if you attack St. Elmo and that card says defend St. Elmo, good luck for you, Pasha. So, yeah, essentially that's it. It's very simple, but yet there's a lot to it. So we're going to go and we're going to start. And the first attack order we're going to use is, unlike in the real battle where they did not attack Mdena at the beginning, Pasha Dungeon Brush, Pasha DB is going to say attack Mdena as my first action. And then give you these pretty cool cards so that you can just lay them over it once you use it. So I'm not going to use my bonus action. And then we're going to flip one of these cards and see what the knights do. So, poisoned water supply. Remove the siege tower marker from the board if already removed or not yet placed. Ignore. So we're going to ignore that. Remove 1 Turkish marker from the Marsa, but do not reduce morale. So that'll be one of these Turkish guys drinking the poison well water with the dead sheeps in it. Way to go. And then they're going to defend the Grand Harbor, which is column B. Normally, when you remove any block from the board, you will also reduce the morale. But obviously, in that case, it says specifically not to. Nobody's upset that you're drinking the dirty waters, getting the typhus, the choleras. So then we're going to roll a die and see what happens. Because if you can eliminate all these pieces in Medina, you can reduce the knights' morale by another free bunch. So here we go. We're going to use this middle B column. We want low rolls as the Turks. Aha. Jinx. DB Jinx. So a 6 means that one of these Turks from the Marsa has been vanquished, which means we reduce this. Okay. That was awesome. Well, now we're going to bombard San Angelo. Now, when we bombard San Angelo, it's a special order. It's order number 4. It usually only affects morale. But the Turks have an ammunition track. So we're going to move this down by 1. And when it gets to 0, you can still use the order. But it adds to your roll. So it becomes very hard to actually do anything. So we're going to bombard St. Angelo. Let's see what the Knights are going to do. They are going to Greek fire us. +1 on the die roll for the order played. So whatever I roll, I'm going to increase it by 1. And then I'm going to use table B, defending the Grand Harbor. So here we go. Add 1 to it. It is a 4. No effect. Awesome. Yay! If the Turks actually control the Grand Harbor by having a ship here and then guys in these spots, they get a really good bonus bomb in Angelo. But whatever. We can't all do it, right? All right, I'm going to try and move a ship. It's going to be Turkish Order 7. I'm not sure if this part is in the camera or not. But I'm going to do that. And we're going to try to move one of our ships from the Marsalaks into Marsa Creek, because that will enable us some benefits on some other rolls. So let's see what the Knights do, y'all. Troops rested. Order canceled this turn unless moving troops or ships. Order 6-7, but increase Turk morale by 1. Or continue an attack, but to reduce Turk morale by 1. Okay, so we're going to increase the Turk morale since we're doing a move. And we're rolling against the Grand Harbor. Let's see what we get. Move that ship, y'all. A 3. Success. So we're going to place this guy in the crick. What do you know about it? That's my South Jersey. We call them cricks. All right. So another order. We are going to try and move. No, we're not going to try and move. We are going to attack. We're going to attack St. Elmo. It's Elmo's world. What a wonderful world. I watch a little bit of Sesame Street, y'all, with the wee one. He loves him some Elmo. It's my second go-through of the Sesame Street. I've had enough. Hence, the Pasha says we're attacking St. Elmo. But what do the Knights of St. John do, y'all? They're going to raid on the Marsa. Remove 1 Turk marker from the Marsa, but do not reduce morale. The Marsa, the camps are being pillaged here. And then they will defend the Grand Harbor. And then there's a little flavor text on here, which is cool. There were intermittent raids on the Turk camp, often from cavalry and Mdina. Which was the reason they were like, why did you not attack that place first? Okay, so let's roll and see what happens here. They're defending the Grand Harbor, so that's pretty good for me. Every result is going to be a Knight loss. So you know what? We're going to use some musketry to reduce our roll by 1. So whatever I roll, I'm going to subtract 1, y'all. Oh, a 6, of course. So we'll make it a 5. That's at least 1. So we're going to remove 1 of the Knights. And we're going to remove their morale by 1. Then, swings back to me. We are going to move a troop. Order 6. So if this order succeeds, I can move 1 to 4 troops from one location to any other available location with available slots. I can't use an aggressive command action with that. So basically, you can move 1 dude to here or to here, or you could move from here to here or here to here, wherever you want. There's no real, doesn't have to be adjacent. Dragut is killed. Oh my gosh. Reduce Turk morale by 1. Turk order canceled this turn. The death of the highly respected Corsair Dragut from an exploded cannonball splinters was a huge blow to the Turks. All right. So no moving. And I reduced my morale by 1. That was pretty bad. Okay. Turks are really lighting it up today, huh? All right. We're going to attack the Grand Harbor. And we're going to use an aggressive command action as well to deploy the siege tower. Now, when they say deploy the siege tower, all you do is take a block, flip it height-wise up, put it in there. And then I will reset all of my orders after this because of the commander action. Well, actually, depends on what this card is, I guess. So, Wall Breach. Add 1 knight reinforcement marker to Sicily. Palermo. Oh, sorry, I just bumped the camera there, I think. So if there were already 3 markers there, they would move over to here, and then some crazy stuff would happen. Roll 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, increase Turk morale by 1. A 1, yes. The Turks are back up to 10. How about that? They are going to defend San Angelo as well. So that will be column C. So the Turks are going to roll their white die for the attack, and then the command action. Oh, you know what? I can't place the siege tower. You can only do that on order 5. So I apologize. So I'm just going to roll the black die is given to use the aggressive command action to see bonus casualties. So, defending San Angelo. Here we come, attacking the Grand Harbor. White losses are removed from either here or here, and I can remove Turks from either here or here. A 1. Okay. So, I'm going to remove 1 knight on that one. And then over here, this is my first command action is a 4, so it's going to be 1 and 1. So I'm going to remove 2 knights and 1 Turk. And let's remove a guy from the Bear Goo approach. And then I got that will reduce by 1. And this goes down by 2. 1, 2. And I'll take 1 from each just to keep it in the middle. And then because I use the aggressive command action, I refresh the board, giving me all of these order options back. And that is essentially how the game works. You do only get 4 aggressive command actions, though. That's one thing to think about. So, yeah. One thing I probably should have done is when I rolled that 6, I probably should have used the Janissaries, which gives you a reroll. But, you know, that's just things, as you play the game and stuff, you'll learn the, you know, there's probably a better course of action than to just jump right in and go elbows deep like DB does. So, yeah, I'll play one more round, and so you can kind of see how things go, and then we'll let it go from there. So let's keep Siege of Malta, yo. Mustafa Pasha, here I come. So we're going to start it off with... we are going to, it worked so well last time, we're going to attack Mdene again. Let's see what these guys do. Oh, yeah, this is the same thing we got last time. Poison water supply. Remove the siege tower. It's already gone. Remove 1 Turkish marker from the Marsa, but do not reduce morale. So, and then they are going to defend St. Elmo. Jeez, poor Turks drinking that dirty water. So defending St. Elmo is column A. So let's do, you know what? We're going to, we're not going to musket. 2, okay. So that is going to be 1. So they're going to lose 1 here. And then 1 here. And the knights are down to 8, y'all. Creeping on them. Slow and steady, you know. All right. We are going to attack the Grand Harbor next. See, once you get the feel for it, you can kind of like burn. I feel like you could play this whole game in like a half hour. Like they say under an hour. I feel like it could be, I mean, you could give it considerable thought and everything like that, or you can just kind of burn through, which I kind of like in a way. I kind of dig that. I'll give you my thoughts on the whole game in another video, though. But let's attack the Grand Harbor and see what the knights are doing. Fire hoops. Restore one marker to St. Angelo or St. Michael or St. Elmo in that order. So it would be St. Angelo. Providing that none of them have yet fallen and there is an empty space. Increase morale by 1 at the same time. Oh, you dirty rats. +1 on the die result for the order played, and they will defend St. Elmo. Flavor text is, fire hoops were wicker rings set alight and rolled towards the Turks, burning their shirts. Long flowing cloaks and whatnot. Pantaloons. Torching your pantaloons. All right, and they're going to defend St. Elmo, which is good for the Turks because that means whatever I roll, I'm going to do some kind of damage. So I'm going to try and increase that damage as much. So we will reduce the musketry by 1. Oh, a 6 being a 5. Just -1 morale. No casualties. Okay, could have been worse. That was the morale they just got back. Now we're going to bombard San Angelo. Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. We're gonna move. We're gonna move some troops. And no sentry at the post. Uh-oh. Add 1 knight's reinforcement marker to Sicily. Oh gosh. Here they come. They've had enough. If there's 3 there, you would move them, and then -1 on the die result for the order played and defend St. Elmo. One night in early June, the Turks found no sentry at the St. Elmo Revelin, possibly due to sniper fire. Okay, so they're going to defend St. Elmo. So let's see what I can do here. If I can move 4. A success, and I would reduce it by 1 due to that card, which means a 3, so a success. So I can move 1 to 4 troops from one location to any other one location. So we are going to move a gentleman from the Marsa over here to the Corridon Heights. And then we will bombard San Angelo. Conflict in the Turkish command. Remove the siege tower. There's no siege tower. Turk order is canceled this turn or continue the order played with a +2 men of fire. We're not going to take that. We'll just cancel it, which means that it's wasted. I don't have to reduce the ammunition track, though. And now we're going to attack St. Angelo. And I'm going to use an aggressive command action to place the siege tower. And the knights are going to hit me back with the Greek fire. So I'm going to add 1 to the die roll. And they are going to defend St. Elmo. So with the siege tower present, though, I get to subtract 2 from this. But then it would be 1. So I'll only subtract 1. And then the aggressive command action is my second one. So the table is a little different. And that'll be the black die. Oh, so I subtract 1 from the 1. That's going to be a good one. Defending. It's going to be one of these fine fellas is going to go. Bringing them down to here. And then a 6 on my second aggressive action is not good. Because that means that 2 of these fine fellows are murdered in the attack. And that brings me down to here. However, being that my second command action was used, we then refresh all of our cards, rinse, and repeat. So as you can see, like I said, the game can play super quick. And it's very basic. I'm kind of anal about where I move those blocks from. That's kind of one of my personal downfalls, y'all. I'm a fiddler. But as you can see, the game plays kind of quick. It's not very forgiving as the Pasha so far. I've only played as the Pasha. I haven't given it a go as the Knights. I will do that. I doubt. Maybe I'll record it. Who knows? We'll see. See if we can defend. Because I would like to play both sides. But as you can see, the game flows rather nicely. It's just to like decide where you want to attack and then see kind of, you know, what happens. Right now we got the knights down to 8. We're at 9. This deck right here probably has about like 12 cards left. 4, 8, 13. So when this deck is exhausted, the game is over. It represents the Turks pulling up stakes and heading out. So yeah. So I could see where, like I said, this was an average game. If you want it weak, you would have more cards in there. I think for the Turks, you put 27 cards in for the Knights, and then in the Knights, if you want a weak game, you only put 20 in for the Turks. So yeah, overall, you know, all the components are lovely and beautiful, except for the original dice they give you. Boo. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Like I said, I'll give you my more detailed thoughts later, but yeah, I'll probably play this game out by myself, y'all, down here in the dungeon. So y'all, have a wonderful day. Remember, be good to one another, y'all, and do what you feel.